Jessica Rojas with Dynasty Real Estate in the High Desert, and today we're with Mr. Pedro Cordova with Realty One, and we're going to be talking about the 2021 sellers market. So let's get started. Okay, Pedro, so tell me, how are you currently pricing listings that you have?
Well, as of right now, Jessica, you and I both know that the market isn't what your home is worth. It's actually what a buyer is willing to pay for it. I'm telling my sellers, let's see if we could reach your selling goal.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but appraisals nowadays don't mean much.
I don't think they mean too much. I usually pull up a comp and I tell them, but hey, it's like they say, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. There's probably somebody willing to pay more money for your house that really wants it. Like if they really gotta have it, they're gonna pay it.
I agree. And as of right now, like you said, the 2021 market, we all hear that it's crazy, but people don't know why it's crazy. The reason it is so booming is that there is a lack of inventory and the demand is high. I believe that when demand is high, there is in any business, you know, the consumer is gonna pay top dollar. It's actually what's going on right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you tell somebody they can't have it, but they want it even more. So I
Right.
kind of say that's how the market's going right now.
Absolutely. How long do you think this market will last?
I don't know. I wish I knew, but honestly, I have no idea. I'm thinking it'll hopefully die down by the end of the year, but I could tell you this, regardless whether it's over next month or by the end of the year, if you're a seller that has equity, you need to move now because it's not guaranteed to be here. We don't know. We thought the market was going to do the opposite when COVID came out.
Right.
And it went in another direction that nobody was expecting. So the honest answer is we have no idea, and that's why now if you're thinking of selling, it's like now's the time to do it because we don't know when we're going to see this again.
I agree.
Okay, cool. So in your opinion, is it better to upgrade a kitchen or the bathrooms when you're thinking of selling?
My opinion is the kitchen. The kitchen is where everybody hangs out. That's where all the gossip takes place, as I tell my clients, and it's very important to be comfortable in the kitchen, and that's, in my opinion, the most important.
I agree. I agree with you too.
And Jessica, what do you tell sellers who are on the fence about selling?
I ask them if they're really serious about selling because right now when you put a house on the market, it goes super fast, like it's gone in the blink of an eye. So I would probably just ask them, are you really serious about buying? And what's your plan? Like what is your reason for selling? Because that's going to determine if you're going to really want to put the house on the market. There's no testing the waters right now. If that house gets if that house gets listed, it's going to sell. So you have to be really serious and make sure that it fits your plans for the future. Okay, another common question I get from sellers right now is, how long do you usually do your listing agreements for?
I usually do my listing agreements for whatever works with my seller. You know, I don't like to hold them.
Nice.
I don't like to hold them to anything. You know, I know life changes, but I typically do ask them for 3 months. Would you agree that sellers are getting away with paying the customary fees right now, the traditional closing costs paid by a seller?
Yeah, I think it depends on the property, on how bad somebody wants it, but I do see cases where the buyer will volunteer to cover the seller's escrow fee, their title fee. Like you said, what happened to you, their transfer fee. I've seen some cases where the sellers try to push their luck a little too much, and then the buyers back out and they have to start all over again. But for the most part, it's definitely a good time for the sellers to get away with a lot that they usually wouldn't get away with if we were in a buyer's market.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Let me ask you another really common question. Because of COVID and everything that's going on right now, how are you handling showing listings that are occupied?
Okay, that's a very good question. That's a question that every seller has due to safety reasons. As of right now, most of the listings are selling within 48 hours, even less. So to answer that question, Saturday and Sunday, we market the property all week long, but as of active showings, Saturday and Sunday between 10 to 4 o'clock, and offers presented on Monday.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you too. I don't like people going in and out during the week. I just think it's inconvenient for the seller. And because we're in a seller's market, I think we could get away totally with just doing one weekend showing, and we'll have 2 to 3 offers by the next Monday.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Okay, got it.
Okay. How long do you take to present offers once showings start, and how long your listings are active?
If it goes active during the weekday, I usually will present offers that following Monday. So like I said, usually we'll schedule the showings Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and any offers that came in by Monday, we'll review them by Tuesday. So I guess you could say between 24 to 48 hours when the showing started.
Gotcha.
Not really on the market, but more like once we know the property's been shown. We don't really like to hold on to the offers for a whole week and get 60 offers.
Right.
I just don't feel the need for that. Not in this market. We really don't need that.
No, we don't.
Okay.
We don't want that.
No, we don't. That's for sure. Okay. Do you think that we're going to ever see a market like this again in our lifetime?
I hope not, but again, I don't have a crystal ball, and I don't think anybody has anticipated this or anticipated COVID pandemic. I've never seen this in my lifetime, the COVID pandemic, and I hope to never see it again in my lifetime. But as of right now, we are getting through it together and riding the real estate wave caused by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
And to answer that question, I hope we don't, because it has really caused an unusual market. How do you feel about contingency removals?
I think that it's something that most agents push for because they think it's in the benefit of their seller and they have good intentions. But I also think it's because if a buyer really wants to get out of contract, they could totally do it. They could make up another excuse to get out of the contract. So I don't think like when people send offers and they're like, oh, well, we are moving the appraisal contingency and they're a financed offer and they don't have the cash to come in with a little bit of the difference. I just think it's BS. I think it's just the agents pumping up the offers to make them look good because buyers are so desperate right now to get houses because of lack of inventory. So in all honesty, I rarely suggest to my sellers to have the buyers move it. I just think it's bullshit. Like
Right.
I just think it's complete bullshit because if you want out, a buyer will find a way to get out. No contract is 100% proof. I don't
Right.
care. Attorneys fight over this all the time for thousands of dollars. So I'm not gonna BS. Like you could never tell what happens. Just know that if something happens, you will have a backup offer within 24 hours in this market. So it's not really a big deal, you know?
Right, absolutely. I agree. If a buyer does decide to cancel, there's plenty of backup offers and the property is back on the market and usually in escrow within a day,
Okay,
maybe
cool.
2.
So I'm gonna hit you with 2 questions really quick. The first one is signs. Some people are still really big on they want signs up in their yard. What do you think? Are signs a good idea? Yes or no?
I like to have signs, but do you need them? No.
Yeah.
I would like a sign on my listing, but
I think any realtor will. Because
yes,
for other
absolutely.
reasons, yeah.
Marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Marketing, but is it gonna sell the house? Probably not.
Yeah, I think with the internet and social media, there really isn't any need for signs anymore. But, you know, I think I don't like putting signs on properties that are rural, that are out in the middle of nowhere, because it draws unwanted attention. But in a neighborhood, I have no problem putting it if like a client wants it, for
Right.
sure. Okay, and then I'm gonna ask you the last question I have for you, Pedro. What is the best part of this seller's market, in your opinion?
Ooh, the best part of this seller's market, that is a tough one. There's so many due to lack of inventory. The demand is high and sellers are really getting what they want and some,
Yeah.
in my opinion, getting away with things that in a normal market you would not get away with. Customary traditional fees, repairs, closing costs, appraisal issues, they're all gone. It's basically, we are in a seller's market and sellers are typically reaching for the stars and seeing how close they could get to their selling goal. Last question for you. What marketing strategies are you using right now in this market?
I still use the same strategies I've used before. I started using, you know, in the last recent years due to social media and the internet and all the evolving that's going on. I really, when I take a listing, I'll send professional photographers out there. I still do that. I try to shoot drone footage if it has like a good angle surrounding neighborhoods. In some homes, we do the 3D Matterport. It just depends. Like I said, in certain homes, it's not necessary, especially in this market, but in other homes that really like, it makes them shine, you know, especially like the newer homes, the houses that are really large, and with some buyers buying over the computer right now. Like I have a lot of VA clients that buy sight unseen.
Right.
So the 3D Matterport really does help. That's what I do. I do it because I treat the listing the same as any other market, because I don't know if tomorrow it's going to change. So once they sign that listing with me, I need to make sure I give them 100% and do a full marketing campaign on that listing. And it doesn't hurt to have plenty of backup offers, because there are a lot of flaky people that submit offers that they can't, you know, they can't maintain their end of the bargain, and when it gets tight, they jump ship. So to me, I see it like a win-win regardless.
Absolutely.
For sure. Now that we've covered the most common questions in this crazy seller market, what's your takeaway from all this, Pedro?
My takeaway, Jessica, is if you're a seller and you've been thinking about selling within the next 3 years, the time is really now. We can't predict the future. We just know that the market is very good right now. The demand is super high. Inventory is at an all-time low. And if you're looking to cash out on your investment, this is definitely it. There's no need to wait and prolong it on the fence any longer.
Okay, so you guys heard it here. I totally agree with Pedro. We don't know how much longer this market's gonna last. If you're thinking of selling within the next 1 to 3 years, you might wanna speed that up and just do it now, because honestly, this is the best time to maximize the equity that you have in your home. Nobody knows when it's gonna be over, but why risk it? Because you're gonna probably walk away with an extra 40 grand versus waiting 3 years down the line, because I don't even think we're gonna be able to sustain the market the way it is. Maybe another year longer, for sure. Like I said, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't see it, you know, running longer than the next year. So definitely now's the time to sell. If you guys are thinking of buying or selling, contact myself or Pedro. Our contact will be in the listed below, and we would love to give you guys either a home buyer consultation or a seller consultation to make sure that all your needs are met during the process. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you for having me, Jessica.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.